I think as flat as conditions are today, we're probably going to start looking to weeds, provide them a little bit of cover, a little bit of haven. I don't think we'll have very clear water. It's usually got a little bit of a stain, so that'll help us a touch. But with flat water, we might end up having to go deeper. Might have to troll, maybe even lead core. I hope not, but if we need to go there, we will.
I've got nothing against the lead core rods. I know I'm going to use those a lot this week. I think they're going to be more applicable once we get down into the basin.
Sure.
Probably use nothing but the lead core rods. But up here, the trolling passes are so small, so short, that I think the bottom bouncer is going to be the way to go.
By the time we get bait down in the strike zone, we'll be done with the pull, and we'd have to turn around and come back anyway. So I like your bottom bouncer idea.
This lake is a beautiful lake. It's immense. It has all different sorts of arms and water depth and kind of a consistent water clarity. But I think the interesting part about it, it has great features where you can get to extreme shallow areas that are immense, or shallow areas that are connected to deep water to the main lake basin where some of these fish probably winter. So the fun part about it is going to be problem solving.
So we're spooled up here this morning with Suffolk's 20-pound, 6-pound diameter braid here. But where we're going this morning, we may have a little bit clearer water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie in a small section of 20-pound Suffolk's fluorocarbon, just in case, if we don't have any wind or anything, just for some visibility in that clearer water. It could give us the advantage for more bites, but we'll see. We'll have rods rigged up both with fluorocarbon and without fluorocarbon.
Some guy on the river that one time told me, hey, you can fish any color on the river as long as it's fire tiger. So this isn't the river, but tell you what, fire tiger is always a good bet out of the gates. Any of the crawdad patterns up here with all the rocks are usually good too. So I'll tie one of each on and see where it brings me from there.
We're tying on a little bit of everything right now. I think overall our approach is going to be have the ability to fish shallow if we get a little wind. So we're setting up some spinning rods so we can cast these scatter wraps up shallow into the rocks, into the boulders. And if we get conditions kind of like we're looking at here right now, where it's just flat calm, we're going to have some bottom bouncers back about maybe 4 foot of a lead to a scatter wrap. We'll use that weight to keep that bait down near the bottom out in deeper water. Touch the rocks, lift it up. I'll stay on the electric and we'll just cruise. And if we find a pot of fish, then we'll turn around and see if we can get them casting.
Sweet. Sweet, that'd be good.
Pinch for me, pinch for you. Pinch for me, pinch for you.
I think this morning we're going to go out and throw the scatter wrap minnow, scatter wrap shad, scatter wrap crank, and have the countdown ready to go, because we're probably going to start fishing in about 8 feet of water or less.
One of the things about the scatter wrap challenge that everybody needs to understand is we're in boats we've never fished from, or even fished from ever. We're fishing with rods and reels that have been picked by someone else. Dan Quinn did all the shopping for us, set us up with all the gear. So right now we're just taking an inventory. I mean, we're so out of our element right now. We've not only have we not fished Lake of the Woods in this area, all the gear, all the boat, everything's new. So we're trying to figure everything out, just like anybody else would be if they're coming up here for the first time.
Where's the snaps?
Where's the snaps? I need to find another bait caster this tall.
Yeah. That's a 6'9" here.
These are fun to fish with, these mediums on these cranks, because all they do is just load up. That's what makes it so fun.
Here's a 7-foot medium light even.
Medium light? Yeah, that looks like a whipping post.
Decals.
I got 2.
I got 2.
You want to rig up the 6.6 medium light or the 7?
I think we're going to start targeting areas that are going to have boulders that you can see on the shoreline, that are going to be points, and we're going to work those point areas and look for little coves and little small bays, and watch that thermometer on our locators to tell us what bays are starting to warm up faster than others. And that's kind of poking around and searching, because this is my 3rd time up here on Lake of the Woods, and it's wonderful, but it's first time obviously this year, and it's cold.
I suppose sooner or later we should figure out where the heck we're going.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't care where we're going as long as we find our way back.
No guarantees, Coach. No guarantees.
Really?
I think right there. Go to cursor. Yeah, so that's how we do that. That's close your eyes and just throw a dart. We'll figure it out.
Let's keep those right at the dock.
That's right.
If anything does go, I don't want to say wrong, but not correct, it's because of them.
Not mine.
I got him out of here.
Good. Bad omen.
Earlier I was talking about, how daunting it can be to come up here. Part of the challenge is that most of us have never fished this part of Lake of the Woods. And you start looking at the map and, at some point you almost just have to roll the dice and take your chances. There's really nothing that you're going to see here that's going to just scream, okay, that's the spot, because it all looks like that. I think one of the guys we were talking to last night were saying that Lake of the Woods has 14,000 islands. And one of the pieces of advice they gave was make sure you fish, the islands, the windy side of the islands. Well, okay, that doesn't narrow it down very much.
Faced with what happens this time of year, everything is predicated on the spawn. And if the water temperature is correct and the moon phase is correct and the fish's body clock is ticking to go and do the spawn routine, well, then you've got to play to those characteristics that are going to happen. And right now, going out and trying to catch fish with baits that are moving laterally sometimes is very difficult in that cold period time of year. Typically people dragging things on the bottom or vertically going in with jigs is pretty much more the obvious, easy way to go and catch fish. So we're going to have to really go and target fish that are prepared to be ambushed, that may be holding to some form of structure, whether it's a wood laydown or it's rocks, or what I'm really going to try and key in on, which is really common with bass this time of year, no matter where you go, are old banks of dead cattails. And if you can find dead cattails, that bottom composition along with boulders in some nearby area is really a good check and balance to get a high percentage bite.
So we're going to run up here to the barrier islands. You've got Kenora up here, up in this area. Kenora Indian Reserve, Kenora's up in this area. The barrier islands are kind of considered the start of that Kenora stretch. So we're going to run up into this area and work north from there. One of the really unique things about the Scatter Rap Challenge is every day we're fishing a new 20-mile section of water. We obviously can't fish all of the water within that 20-mile section, but what that means is if we go out and find fish today, we're not going to be able to return to them tomorrow. We're going to be forced to move 20 miles south and re-find the fish again. So I think it actually adds more adventure to the challenge, but it'll also really show how versatile the Scatter Rap really is, because you're not going to be able to just find that one pot of fish that's willing to eat them and just sit on them. Every day we're being relocated and forced to find new active aggressive fish that are digging the Scatter Rap.